name is Chris Kazmarek, and I'm one of Top Test Prep's SSAT experts. Today, I want to talk to you a little bit about the SSAT math section. And I've got 3 general tips in order to help you maximize your score and minimize your frustration. However, before discussing those, I think it's very important to discuss the layout of the test itself. The test is laid out in such a way that the first question is theoretically the easiest, and the last question is theoretically the hardest. Therefore, you should be working through the easier questions at a little bit quicker pace, given the very rapid nature of the test, so that you can pick up time to use puzzling and thinking about the harder questions that require a little bit more consideration. That being said, however, if you think that question 3 is exceptionally difficult, but question 19 is exceptionally easy, you don't have to treat question 3 like an easy question and question 19 like a difficult one. You can just go ahead and skip question 3, do the rest of the questions that you can get finished in a rapid pace, and come back to the quote-unquote easy question that you find difficult, and spend that extra time puzzling and thinking about that. That being said, I've got 3 general tips to help you maximize your SSAT math score. Number 1 is the most important and the only one that really has to do with the question itself. Every time that you're faced with a math question on the SSAT, you should be asking yourself the question, what do I need to know in this case? Usually, the answer to that question is going to be found in between the last comma and the question mark in the question stem. Therefore, I very, very strongly urge you to underline that section of text. Knowing what you need is going to provide you with 2 distinct advantages. Number 1, you're going to need to know units of measurement, or whether something is going to be in a group, and underlining the section of text that tells you what you need is going to provide you with a serious aid in knowing these deceptive little pieces of information that could be very, very important in having the right answer. And number 2, you will know exactly what calculations need to be done while you're finishing the particular question that you're faced with. Once you've reached a calculation, you should be asking yourself the question, is this exactly what I need to know in this question? You can look back to your underlined section, and if it is, you're finished. If it's not, you might need to do a couple more calculations just to finish it up. However, knowing exactly what you need is integral to performing that action. So now that we've talked about the question a little bit, there are 2 hints that are specific to the answers. Number 1, you can substitute for x. This is going to be useful in about 1/3 of the cases, and it's very evident when you're going to be able to use it, because you'll have variables such as a and b in the question and in the answer. Whenever you're given abstract variables like this in both the question and the answer, you're able to substitute in your own numbers, as long as they're small and easy to work with, like 2 and 3. Therefore, instead of having to do a difficult equation that seems very abstract, such as 2a plus 3b, you can make it a lot more simple and choose 2 times 2 plus 3 times 3, and reduce your frustration by a considerable amount. The second hint that has to do with the answers itself is that if you are given a case where you've got variables in the question stem and concrete numbers in the answer, you can just go ahead and plug in those numbers that the test gives you yourself. It's the exact same strategy as substituting in for x, however, you're given the added bonus of not having to pick the numbers on your own. One small caveat to this situation, however, is that the answer choices on the SSAT, 99% of the time, are going to range from least to greatest. Therefore, if you start in the very middle, find that the answer choice is wrong, you can ask yourself, is this too small or is this too big? If it's too small, you can eliminate the other smaller answer choices. If it's too big, you can eliminate the other bigger answer choices, therefore saving you a lot of time in the long run and giving you more opportunity to completely puzzle and think about the harder math questions that you can't utilize one of these wonderful strategies on. Using these 3 strategies, in addition to having a general overview of what the test's format looks like, is going to be extremely helpful in maximizing your SSAT math score.